Hey there, welcome to, another A Realm Reborn Relic video. I am still surprised I'm doing these, mostly because I am surprised I'm still actually making these relics. It is quite the journey, but as I have stated in the previous one, if you've been watching each one, I've actually completed all of them. And today we're going to be having a look at the Black Mage, from the Stardust all the way to Lilith's Rod. So first things first, we have ourselves here the first form you have of the Stardust Rod. They always seem to have that extra bit of flair because, as we all know, Yoshi P's favourite job and what he likes to play as is Black Mage. I mean, that literally, it does not mean there's no favouritism, there's none of that going on, so do not worry, it doesn't actually exist. But yes, this is the Stardust Rod, which is actually also seen in the intro cinematic for A Realm Reborn, which you can still watch as well. And if you've seen him on the Warriors of Darkness during Heaven's Ward and later on in future expansions like Shadowbringers. This rod itself has what can only be described as a meteor type sort of motif affixed to the top with some beautiful glowing purple or black magic flowing through the orb itself and out the top as well. It's a very, very, very nice looking staff indeed, and it goes all the way down to the hilt bit here. So yeah, this is the first step which you'll make after obviously doing all the little busy work, and then, there you go, you've made it. Anyway, moving on. We know what it's all about at this point. Let's get it to next form. And here we have the Stardust Rod Zenith form, where it is its first shiny. As you can see here, it's already looking a lot better. The sort of purple glow that was part of the orb and appearing down there as well has a little bit more sheen to it. That could just be the effect of the overall on the weapon itself, but I do love how it's kind of seemed like it's pulsating with fire aspected energy, not just the sort of pure black magic that is within the actual orb itself. Obviously you hold it here and you can see like the glow as it is going. It is a very impressive, easy glow to obtain. Anyway, let's move on. We'll get on to the bit which we see after you have done this bit and you're working towards the books themselves. Oh, joy, 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 joy. As is tradition at the moment, as soon as you reach the Atmos stage for the relics, if you've noticed a pattern, it gets a little bit of a palette swap. Its colours are still slightly sort of the same as they were originally, but now the orb itself has a more concentrated glow of aether inside of it, with a little bit more of the fire as well as also purple going on too. Which, of course, I mean, fire is always good. Maybe it's more to be like flare, I don't know. But I don't really play Black Mage. It's not really my most favourite job in the world. I'm going to admit this. I like mine to be a bit more mobile. I play tanks mainly, or monk, or summoner even. But I just, it's okay. But I will admit that the relic itself is, it is very, very lovely indeed. Not gonna lie, considering this is obviously Square Enix's first foray into doing relic weapons, which was their equivalent of legendaries that World of Warcraft had, I gotta admit, like, I still get impressed by the Realm Reborn ones and how different each relic can be from one another in terms of like their glow and everything. This one is quite unique indeed. This is, I believe it is the Animus form, if I remember. Yes, this is the Animus form. So you've done all the books bit, you've infused it with the power of the books, and right now it has what can only be described as absolutely insane black magic aether just pouring out of this weapon. It has been infused insanely with it as well. I'm not being very coherent right now, but that's okay. Black magic go boom. We like to have fire go boom with little fire, then small fire, and then even bigger fire, and etc, etc. If you haven't gone to go watch Best Wife Plans Guide to X, Y, and Z, you totally should do. They are wonderful members of Team Whiskers as well. But that's not what we're here to do. Shameless plug for those individuals, though. Yeah, so it's still got the glow in the orb in the middle, and it's just like, just the black energy seeping out of it. let us move on to what the next form is going to be, which is the Nexus. I'm excited to show you. Here we are. Sorry, I know I said the Nexus. This is actually Nova's form. It's quite impressive with the Spear Scroll. I will admit, like, at first glance, it doesn't really seem any different. It is quite hard to tell, but from what I can sort of guess is that these sort of sparkles coming off it, instead of them being like sort of blue or black, now they're kind of red, and it's got a bit more, it's got even more power coming out of it as well. Like, it's black energy swirling around, it's more prominent, it's more concentrated, should we say. But yes, let us get on to the Nexus form. There's not much I can really say about the Novus one. You can see it right there. If you already like the look of it, you know you want it. So, yeah. Here we go. The Stardust Rod Nexus. It is the final form until it goes into the Zeta. Which, as is tradition with all the other ones which we've seen as well, it has those rings going around it. It's quite hard to see sort of the details because the Aether is so just condensed into this weapon that Geralt has been hammering and hammering away just to get it perfected. Although at this point Geralt's not really doing anything, it is the alchemist who is doing stuff here. Just keeps infusing, and just like it is just pouring out with that black energy. Ooh, it's an impressive rod indeed. But yes, let us move on to where we will get to the big major form change. Kiss goodbye to the Stardust Rod and say hello to your new rod. So here we have the Lilith Rod, which has been... it's got a little bit of lore to it, but we'll talk about that in a moment. It was pried from the hands of the Void Sent Queen, which was summoned by the Black Mages of Mach, or whatever, however you say it. You know, if you've been to the Void Ark, you'll understand that sort of bit. And unfortunately, they were not able to actually sort of control her, but they sealed her away. She's also prominent in the Red Mage quest chain. And yeah, she's actually not just a run-of-the-mill random demon. She is definitely a Void Sent of the highest tier. Same as the Cloud of Darkness. But here we go. Right. The Lilith Rod is a absolutely beautiful creation, and I love it. It is the actual second Void Sent type weapon that exists. The first one being the Ragnarok, which I quite like the look of that too. But this one has like two little snakes coiling around the actual rod itself, all the way to the top of the, you know, the bit up here, what they call it. Got some glowing crystals there, some demonic wings, which I'd like to think they sort of like flap out. You know, they're actually sentient. They don't move on this weapon, but I'd like to think that they do. And we've got a lovely little crystal core in the middle here where the all the energy and stuff like that is accumulated. Got 3 of those around there too. Definitely something you could see a succubus queen using, which is what Lilith was. She was a succubus queen. Anyway, let's move on to the final form. Once you have actually infused this with the ultimate amount of runs, you finally got it sorted. You're almost there as well. Almost there. The journey's almost over with this relic. So yeah, this is the Lilith Rod's Zeta. As you can see here, nothing different until I actually bring it out, and here we go. It is not quite as overbearing as the others. I feel like it's a little bit similar to the Bard one, where it's not like... Some of them are really flashy with their final forms, and some of them aren't. I'm really hoping the Endwalker relics are similar with these as well. Let's zoom out a little bit so you can appreciate it. It's got like 2 circling rings of energy, like dark energy just going around it. Almost a little bit like the infinity symbol, but not quite. I like to think that they're its own little ley lines. You can see there's sort of like shadows coming off the actual wings from the energy. They're just coming out. There's red, sort of red purplish energy going up the shaft of the rod, which comes out near the top of the spire of the actual rod itself. The crystals remain unchanged, unfortunately. They're just still sort of pulsating like they were originally. But yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, this is, from what I've seen so far out of most of the relics, I would say it's my favorite Black Mage rod. I don't really play Black Mage, but this one's pretty cool. I would admit the Heaven's Ward relic one is pretty solid as well. I haven't looked at the Stormblood one because I'm currently still working my way through the Stormblood relics and Shadowbringers relics. Well, some of them are hit and miss, to be fair, so I'll get around to that eventually. Like, there's some which look really great, and there's some which look like they're made out of Play-Doh and plywood. But yeah, this is the Black Mage relic from ARR Reborn, which I will still say so far absolutely fantastic. From the Stardust Rod all the way to Lilith's Rod. I'm going to try and keep these little lore tidbits in as well as much as I can do, just to sort of give it, you know, that bit more pizzazz, because it's nice. Like this one, for example, like I didn't realize it was actually based off of the Red Mage, like voice, the whole story to Red Mage with the girl is like with her, but yeah, spoilers, sorry. But that's yours an encyclopedia for you, so thank you very much for sharing that information. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys another time. Don't forget to check us out on twitch.tv/Wobsy, where I do stream a lot of Final Fantasy 14 and other content as well, as much as I can do. Currently, while I'm recording these, I am not at work at the moment, so I have plenty more to go and do. I will see you in future for more content down the line as well. We have just a few relics remaining to do: White Mage, Summoner, and Scholar. I will probably get Summoner done next, with the healers done last, since I did those last as well. So yeah, ta-ta for now, and have a great time, and hopefully we'll all be having a lot of fun with those Endwalker relics as well when they come out too. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.